SOL 8.14a Evaluating Algebraic Expression. Go ahead and copy this lesson objectives in your notebook. Today I will learn to evaluate algebraic expression. Okay. On your teacher side of your notes, please copy this expression, and we're going to review some key terms and definitions that are associated with algebraic expression. Now, this whole thing right here, this whole thing is called an algebraic expression. Okay. What makes it an algebraic expression is the two variables, x and y. So when you look at an algebraic expression, you have to have variables. So here's the x and the y. So let's go ahead and identify those as variables. Okay. Now, you'll notice that you have a 4x plus a y to the second power and a 6. These are called terms. These quantities that are around addition and subtraction are called quantity, or called terms. My bad. These quantities are called terms. Okay. Now, one term I want to look at specifically is the 6. Okay. That is a term. Now, even though it's a term, it's also something called a constant. Okay. So when a number is being referred to as a constant, then it is a term. So when you look at a constant, it's nothing more than a term that is a number. Okay? The rest are expressions. Now, let's take a look at 4 times x. You'll notice in 4 times x, you have a 4. Okay? That number is being multiplied to whatever variable x represent. So when you look at 4, that is called a coefficient. It is the number that you multiply to a variable. That's called a coefficient. Okay. Now, the other variable, which is y, okay, you'll notice that there's a little 2 attached to that y. This is a power. Okay, this whole expression is a power, and a power consists of 2 things. It consists of the base, and which in this case here is y, and the other one is what they call the exponent, which is represented by 2. When you deal with powers, it's however many times, or how much the exponent is, that you multiply the base against itself. So when you look at this y to the second power, it's going to be actually not y times 2 or 2 times y, but it will be y times y. So when you look at y to the second power, it means y times y. Here, let me go ahead and rewrite that a little better. Y to the second power is equal to y times y. So go ahead and pause this video and copy down what's written. Our next slide is the process or the concept on evaluating algebraic expressions. Okay. Now, when you evaluate an algebraic expression, you're going to have an answer, a number. Okay. Because you should identify what each of the variables are. This is different from simplifying, where you reduce the number or the expression down to its simplest form. Okay, so when you evaluate, you're going to get a number. When you simplify, you're just compressing the number down to its simplest form, or the expression down to its simplest form. So when we evaluate, the first thing you want to do is simplify the expression by combining the like terms if you're able to. Then you identify the value of each variable. And once you've identified the variable of each the value of each variable, go ahead and replace the variable with the value. Okay, and then from there, once you got all the variables removed and replaced with a value, then you can apply some order of operation to evaluate the expression. Because at this point, you should have all numbers. Go ahead and pause this video and copy down the key concept slash process to evaluating algebraic expression. Okay, go ahead and copy this to your notebook. There's going to be two ways I'm going to show you how to evaluate this algebraic expression. The first way is to replace or find the value of m, which in this case here is 2. So when you rewrite this, it'll be 2 plus 3 times 2 plus, instead of m, we're going to put 2, plus 5 plus 6 times, instead of m, we're going to put 2. You're going to see that we're going to be doing a lot of calculation. Later on, I'm going to show you a little quicker way of solving this. So from here, calculate using order of operation. We're going to multiply first. 3 times 2 is 6. Let's go ahead and bring down these numbers that we're not calculating while we're at it. And then 6 plus 2, which is, or I'm sorry, 6 times 2, which is equal to 12. Now, once you've done all of your multiplication, we do adding and subtracting. In this case here, we're going to be adding. So we're going to put 2 plus 6 is going to be 8. Bring down the numbers. Then 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay. Bring down the numbers so you're not calculating. 10 plus 5 is 15. Bring down the numbers that you're not calculating. And then 15 plus 12, which is equal to 27. Okay, this is the most basic way to solve algebraic expression. Let me show you the alternate way of solving algebraic expression, where you can apply simplification of algebraic expression first, then plug in the variable. So let's go ahead and first regroup all of our variables that are alike, which in this case here, go ahead and gather all of the variables with m, and then group the constants, which is in this case here 2 and 5. From here, we're going to go ahead and add the variables. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. So we added the 3, the 6, and yes, there's always a 1 in front of that variable. So that makes it 10 times m. Plus, then you add the constant, 2 plus 7, which is 7. I'm sorry, 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. I'm getting ahead of myself here. From here, go ahead and replace. This is where you can replace the variable m with 2. So 10 times 2 plus 7. 10 times 2 is 20. Plus 7 is equal to 27. As you can see, this is a slightly different approach, but with less steps. Okay, and you still get the same answer.